on the news all the time. They say we're just screwed, but hopefully, like, we can get out of this and get back to normal.
My name's Paul LeBrun. I own the Stone Church from about 1992 to 2003.
My name is Laurie Contrino, and I am the development manager here at 3S Art Space in Portsmouth, New Hampshire.
My name is Chris Hislop. I am predominantly known as a music journalist in the Seacoast area and abroad.
I'm Brian Bassett. I'm the director of the Freedom Cafe. Freedom is a nonprofit with a mission to end human trafficking.
My name is Ryan Farinas.
I'm Adel.
And we're in a band together called Blanco.
We are Sneaky Miles.
So this club was actually started by two UNH students and a friend of theirs. And at the time, it was 1970. They rented the place in the summer of 1970. And they were going to just do a coffee shop. None of them were old enough to drink legally. So they're just gonna sell coffee and play music. And as they're building the tables and chairs and realizing what the expenses were gonna be, they realized there's no way they were going to be able to sell enough coffee to pay the bills, to pay the rent, pay the heat. So one of their moms got their liquor license for them, which they weren't old enough to drink. Mom came through, and I mean, what could possibly go wrong when your underage son and his two friends, who are also underage, get a liquor license? But there's so many crazy stories of what happened over the years. And so many fantastic bands have played here. Around 1918, it became the VFW Hall, Veteran of Foreign Wars. And they used it, and they had roller skating up here, all that. Then after that, it became a heel factory, and they made just shoe heels. And they had a fire in 1968, and that's the remnants of the fire, and I say that's what gave birth to the Stone Church. And the joke was, when you got a cup of coffee, it was cold by the time it was served to you, because they put it in an ice cold mug. The mug was still like 32 degrees. Put the coffee in, it was cold.
When I bought it, there wasn't even a sound system. Bands were all bringing their own PA, and they mostly had solo, duo, folky groups anyway, so it was easier for them. The whole place was heated by a wood stove at that time, one little wallboard water heater. And so we'd have to come in and start the wood stove a couple hours before everybody came. And there was dogs in the area, and we didn't have to deal with food as much, so it was more casual drinking, socializing, community thing. We treated it more like it was our living room at that point, you know, and just had our friends over for the night.
I've been amazed at the music scene in Portsmouth, especially being introduced to it through 3S. I had a lot of people say, wow, my daughter lives in New York City and she can't get a ticket to the show to save her life, so she's going to come home and visit me and come see them in Portsmouth. So it was pretty cool.
There's sort of an openness and a welcoming sentiment that exists in this scene, that everybody can get involved if they want to. They needn't be shy. When you're looking at famous scenes, you look at something like Seattle, and it was primarily known for a thing, grunge, flannel, Doc Marten boots, whatever it was. But what's cool about this scene is there's just a plethora of world-class musicians that exist in any number of genres. In the 20 years that I've been here, it's sort of a combination of all those things, but it's remained, in my opinion, pretty consistent. There's always, so I'm looking at it through more the lens of a journalist than anything, and there's always amazing records coming into my mailbox or finding their way on the stacks on my desk, and I'm never at a loss for inspiration as far as that activity is concerned. But yeah, I mean, venues have come and gone, bands have come and gone. It's just sort of the nature of everything, anywhere, all the time.
We're talking here about music, and music was the very beginning of the Freedom Cafe. I was told when we started our open mic, because we started our organization as a UNH student organization, I was told by a number of people at UNH that there's never been an open mic that was sustained long term. Singers, songwriters, bands, like there's just a lot of creativity that's coming out of the all ages, really.
We've done one other show here, but obviously it's tough because people are switching to inside. On November 1st, I think people are allowed to start bringing shows back inside, but the venues are just so strict with how many people can be in there and everything. So I'm curious to see how it goes, and I hope we can do some kind of tour to celebrate the drop. On the news all the time, they say we're just screwed, but hopefully we can get out of this and get back to normal.
Some of the biggest names in British music have written to the Culture Secretary, warning him that hundreds of thousands of jobs in the live music industry are at risk. 1,500 artists say the government needs to act to save what they call a world's leading business.
Everybody I know has just got their head down, just trying to work their way through it. This is life for a lot of people. There's people that are used to playing out, making people happy, getting that response, and all of a sudden, done. So it's really hard. We can help as much as we can. We'll stay open and we bring people out, but I don't know how they're going to do it with the big clubs. 2,000 seat places that are packing in 200 people. How can they pay their bills on that? So I think there'll be a lot of things different when this is over.
I never thought in my lifetime that something like that would happen. Medicine is such that you never think in 2020 there's some sort of disease that will just fucking spill into the masses and take everything down in a widespread manner, and that's exactly what happened. This place was a fucking ghost town for months. People were not allowed to leave their houses. That is the biggest mindfuck of my lifetime. In terms of the spread of an infectious disease, because it hit in 2020, who's to say another something couldn't happen 2, 3, 5, 10, 20 years from now? I think that's the mental hurdle I'm talking about, where people are going to be like, am I safe? I don't know. I think there's going to be a serious mental stigma of people not totally hip to the fact that, yeah, it'd be really cool to get back in the mosh pit right now, but I also don't want to die.
So Jamie has been working here for almost 9 years now. And I've actually often said that she's the essence of the Stone Church. It's kind of the feel and the vibe that we want. A true music lover, very positive energy type of person. So she's become the general manager and the booking agent in the last year, right during all this COVID stuff. So it's been incredibly difficult, because it's always difficult to be the booking agent for an outdoor music venue, because the weather's such a factor. There's a lot more to set up. Then all of a sudden there are cancellations last minute, whether it's wind or rain or snow. And so there's a lot of setup.
Although the show is going on tonight.
The show's on tonight. It snowed this morning, and the show's going on.
To be able to have that loading dock and that courtyard area to have outside shows, so that was great. And then of course our gallery opened up as well. And then we also, so post-COVID, what really changed for us is trying to bring the arts back into people's homes. So we just upped our game with virtual offerings. Exhibit was supposed to happen in April, and of course it didn't happen. So that motivated us to just go, let's just create a whole other website. And we did. So we partnered with a team here in Portsmouth and created a virtual website and then a 3D gallery tour. And that's been great too. So we're just, taking things, everything that we do, that we're doing now, kind of to adjust.
COVID first hit, I don't think we played together for 2 or 3 months.
Oh, when quarantine is happening.
And then I don't know how you guys feel about it, but the first time we got back together and played all our songs again, that hit home. It was I miss this. We're good.
We had that moment. No, yeah, I couldn't stop smiling like through the first couple songs we played together again. We had to take a step back and strategize how we wanted to spend the time because it's definitely a unique situation, and you could either, feel bad about it and kind of take time and like take a big long break, or you could capitalize on the unique situation, which I think we've done.
It sucked definitely at first, but I don't know about you, Adel, but I know like when quarantine first started, it kind of gave me a chance to like lock in and reset with music.
For sure.
So I kind of just like banged out a bunch of songs, just was trying to like use that time to be like as productive as I could with music. So I'm like it sucks obviously, but in a weird way, I'm kind of grateful that I had that time to be able to do that because I'm like about to release an album that I've been like, and that's been in concept for like years.
Yeah, really just putting yourself out there, I think, is kind of the main takeaway from this whole thing. Not even just like whether or not we were having COVID. I think just putting yourself out there is really important. But with COVID, I mean, like Brian said, yeah, just be online, make your online presence really good, and then try and connect with people like that. Yeah, try and, like how we met even, like just fucking go out there and find cool people and write some music with them.
We love you so much.